game is starting now. I don't even know what time it is. 5 to 11 in the morning, my God. Cup of coffee. Right, let's get cracking. Where are we? Day 1. Let's get this QTcp server underway. I spent last night at the drawing board, as you can see, and I've been looking at well, signals and slots mainly. So yeah, I've got a few ideas for today. Let's just get that out of the way though. And scale it up slightly so I can read it. That's better, and then have it so I can move it. That helps. Alright, yeah, that's my signals and slots bit. Lovely. Yeah, I'll show you what I'm looking at. There's QThread, and what you have to do is take it across the thread, and then when it's complete and finished with, you take it back across to complete. So yeah, it's messy, to say the least. I'm quite surprised at how messy it all turned out to be, but hey ho. We'll see how messy it is in code. The other thing is, I think I'm going to do it slightly differently than I originally thought. My original thought was just to write a chat server, but that's not going to be quite the case now. Now that I've worked out how much effort goes into the signals and slots, why not make a virtual void inheritance server? That we can use for anything. Sounds a bit better to me. So this connection business will probably disappear. What we're going to start off with then today is what I've designed up there. So, no, it's not going to be connection now. What can we call it? I think we'll call it messages. Or something like that. Yeah, I can rename. Instead of connection, let's call it message. Oh, I can put capitals on here. Whoops. Don't do that. I'll have everybody after me, this also needs to be renamed to message. Oh, didn't get it. Never mind. Try it again. Rename. There we go. It'll do all its little fluttering about bits now. There we go. As it redoes everything. Okay, and this is now going to be, well, yeah. Oh, I forgot it did that, didn't I? Never mind. Message. So let's start copying this out. Because this is all going to change anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Nothing else I need changing on here, except for this stuff here. Alright, okay. Message underscore H. Should be TCP message, shouldn't it? Not necessarily. We'll see. We may have to change it again. Just as a thought. Because something I found out last night was that the UDP side is very similar. In fact, nearly identical, except for its name. and the way it works, I guess. Thoughts? Alright, that's okay there. Yeah, it's changed it already for me there. It's very nice, you know, it does a lot of changes for you. It doesn't do the rest, which is a shame. Let's change these over, shall we? It's just totally new ideas that I'm thinking of, trying to break out the box and get away from, well, my old ways of thinking, which is just to write a program that does a certain thing. Well, C++ isn't like that, and it never has been. It's just me that's programmed it that way. But in the last 2 years anyway, I've started to break away from it, and I've started to think more virtual. And I think that's what I'm going to do today again, because a lot of this can go virtual. Right. I doubt whether we'll be keeping that, but you never know. So, right. Namespace. NetDev, Amber TCP Server. It's a public TCP server with a Q object. Yes. It's going to be explicit, and right, I can take this out of there, can't I? Totally. Yes, because it's not going to be working like this anymore. Alright. So we can take away all of this stuff now, can't we? Alright, we'll do a new test. Okay. I'm going to do that and do that to get rid of warnings, because they're not in use at this point in time. Let's go back to Amberserver and let's think about this differently. Let's put this back to that, just for now. Will I be able to keep it as a no-throw? Probably not, knowing me. So instead of start server, right, we will have a virtual. It's still going to be bool. Let's call it listen instead. What can we put in here? Well, I think we know what we're going to be putting in here. We're going to be putting in here the const qhost, host address, and I'll keep with the same things here. IP. I'm not sure whether I need to record the IP anymore now. Probably not. I'm going to take these 3 out. Oh, actually, I'll take the whole lot out. Don't know. Yeah, take the whole lot out. Yeah. We are going to need protected is going to change and everything, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay. So instead of saying, yeah, we can keep Amber shut down. that's fine. Signals, I want a few of these. Let's finish this off. Let's not get distracted too much. What was it? QTcpServer. An unsigned integer. QTcpServer. Q for QT, uint is an unsigned integer, which means it doesn't have a negative. Call it port. You do know that these aren't needed. These things. What you need is the and sign. You don't need the words. These are optional. Always have been in C++. Since 2011 at least, that I know of. Stop server. Can call it stop server. I don't see why not. Actually, we could leave it as start. Because it is the start. Okay. I do want that though. Because that is going to be interesting. I'll come back to that. I might want it not. I don't know. Right, protected. We've got incoming connection. Okay, we're going to change this up a little bit. Because we're going to be using a thread. So I don't want it like this. Message.h, yes, I've already put that in. Right, so that's going to be comma. And it's going to be message star message. Why not? And that's okay. Change the name. Is a signal. This isn't a protected, this is a signal. Right. And that's a signal. Okay, so I'll pop you out of here. This is not easy to do. And we'll have finished. Under slots, I'll keep shut down. Under protected, we're going to need QThread. Do I still need string? No. Yeah, I can change this one in, can't I? QThread. I'm not going to use the thread pool. I've gone off that idea totally. And this, we'll just do that too for a second. Because no, I'll take it out altogether because I am not going to be checking that to start off with. I will be later on. Right, does this look alright? No, because I want a thread. And it's protected because it's virtual, so Q thread. And what protected means is the class that inherits Amber TCP server will be able to access whatever is protected, but nobody else will, if that makes sense. Hope so. Star m underscore thread, but I want them to be able to access the thread, so it's not private for once. Go on, I'll put this in for now. Don't know if I'm going to need it or not. Message. It's plural. No, it's singular. I don't want that. Muppet, be careful with the wires. No, I don't want that at all. I'll need a new thingy. And what can we call it? Users? Nobody's ever going to, it's not going to be virtual. This is actually going to be the core workhorse. So like headquarters, comms, net comms, net warehouse, HQ, what do I want to call it? Call it anything I want. Well, it'll be a class. What can we call it? We've got a server, we've got the message. Net storage. No. It's gonna it's gonna have to be something different, I think. We could just call it connections. Okay. I think that is going to be a TCP message. I don't know. I probably won't find out until I do the UDP part of this. Yeah. It's all over the place, so let's go and find it. Hello. No?
What don't you think you should?
No, I've got heaters.
Oh, right.
It's alright, somebody worried about the -3 degrees C outside. And heating. Am I hot enough? Yes, I am hot stuff. Well, I'm going to call it TCP. I don't like the word connections. This is silly. I'll put in connections for now, just to give it a name. Better make it a Q object. Yeah. Okay, we'll have that finished. Thank you. Alright, so that should have set itself up. Yeah. I think I will put TCP in front of this lot. I can see what's going to happen later on is I'm going to forget. And if I forget, then it'll all go to a big mess. Luckily, I haven't done much, so it's perfectly fine. Rename. Front TCP. And let that work its way through. Thank you. To the front TCP. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think I can work with that. So it's TCP connections that I want here. Oh, yes. And alter that. There you go. Luckily it alters everything for me. So I've got a queue thread. And now I need a place to store everything. And that will be in TCP connections. So TCP, and it's not coming up because it's not in here. TCP, it'll probably stay this way actually. Connections, there we go. So TCP connections, ta-da! And I haven't even put it into NetDev. So don't you think you should do that? Yes, I do. Namespace. Otherwise it's not going to work very well. And what was it from yesterday that worked out? Alt Shift. I hope so. Yeah, that's it. Tab. Lovely. That's you done. It's TCP connection. CPP. Here we go. And you don't want to work now. Okay. There you go. You'll work now. There we go. Lovely. Excellent. So that's you lot sorted out. Don't really want to be bothered with you at the moment. Oh, hopefully. It's very hard to keep concentration on one header file without having to introduce other things. So, TCP connections. What shall we have? Pointer, yeah. Underscore connections. And it's plural on purpose, where the message is a singular. And that's important this time for once. What else shall we have? Well, I've got plenty of room here to spare, so let's have something interesting. Let's have a virtual void. Incoming connection. Message. Yeah. And that's going to take that QInt pointer. Descriptor. If you remember that, we had that knocking around somewhere yesterday, so I think we can put it here. And we'll also have an acceptance of it, virtual. Don't have to have this. It's optional as far as I can tell. But it does join together and split up two different parts. So we've got the QInt pointer, which is a descriptor. we're going to also have added to that next the actual message. Is that correct? Yes, it is. And that's going to be star message. Alright, let me just think about that a little bit more. TCP server. We have to receive a finished, which goes into Amber shutdown, right? Okay. Started and accepting on the Q thread. We have to emit. Okay. So we can do that from where we are now. I'm thinking of putting a white pages in as well. But that should be on the login server. So it shouldn't be at this level. This is the server level. It's not the login level. Okay. Alright, we can finish that then, can't we? So far, I'm happy. That's really not like me. Let's rewrite everything in here. Yeah, let's rewrite this lot. None of this lot's going to work now, is it? Yeah, we can just take this out, can't we? Alrighty. And take those two off. There we go, and that last comma. Should I make it one line or not? Yeah, I can make this one line now. Yeah, that looks tidier. And the rest, we'll just get rid of. We'll rewrite that lot. There's not exactly a lot there. Okay, let's rewrite. First rewrite. That's usual for me. Get rid of the old, bring in the new ideas. Alright, let's see what we've got here now. Let's set it up for writing. We have redone the explicit, that part. So let's pop you in, refactor, add definition. Thank you. Refactor. Add a definition. Control reaches the end of a non-void function. Well, of course it does. Dot. I don't know. Silly thing. Right. Signals. Skip. Slots. Public slots. I'm going to take you. There we go. Let's title it so I know what it is. Yes, because it's Qt. I do this on purpose so I know what things are when I'm looking at them. Otherwise, I forget instantly. As soon as I click on these and it changes screen, I totally forget. So protected, we have two variables and two virtual voids. Do I want to put anything in them? Well, we'll see when we get there. So this is that, and these are protected, aren't they? Yeah. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Protected. Oh, there goes the door. Lovely. So that's looking good. Let me just sort that door out. Oh, and welcome to viewers as well. I'm just going to sort this door. As I know there are people due in today, so it'll be a bit noisy. Which is fine, which is fine. Oh, lovely. I feel a bit better with this, because there seems to be a little bit less to do. That's wrong as well, isn't it, eh? Right. Did I put a debug in? Didn't I? Yes, I did. I need to look that up. How do you switch it on and off? You can actually put something into the profile, a hash define for the QDebug. I'm just wondering what it is, but anyway, that's by and by me just drifting on my thoughts. Right. We need to be able to keep track of the thread that we're on because we're going multi-threaded. So yeah. How am I going to do this? I'm going to do my old thing that I usually do. Instead of putting empty, well, actually it is an empty. So that's a note to myself that it should be empty, even though I'm going to put a QDebug in it. We're going to have it in the style of this, whatever this is. In this case, it's going to be Amber TCP Server. Created. It's actually constructed. Constructed. And we're going to have to put on thread. I don't like that. It looks a little bit unclean to me. And it will be Q thread : current. Now I've got current thread, which gives back an address or a handle. Alright, I'll have the ID, thanks. Let me just look that up. Actually, if I close everything down, it might help me a little bit more if I do this. Because at the moment, I'm looking at too many. Right. I haven't hit an F1 on this for quite a while, so let's do that. Open in main mode. Make it bigger. Right, okay. That doesn't look right. Oh well, never mind. I'll do it the other way. Contents. ST. Alright, it's not part of that then, is it? That's weird. Edit. Thread. F1. Opening mode. Q thread, thank you. I thought I was going nuts for a minute then. Inherits Q object, good. That means it gets destroyed. Remember what I was talking about yesterday with Q objects. The threads will get destroyed if the parent gets destroyed. But, and there is a big but with a thread, you have to inform Qt that that's the intention. It's a special case. There's always a special case. I nearly said a rude word then. So it will have a delete later, which isn't here on the public. Okay. So it's got quit, start and terminate. Signals finished and started. These are the two signals that we want. No, I don't want to do anything like that. Execute and or run a thread. It's void run if you want to put stuff in it. Set termination enabled. Bool enabled equal. That's defaulted. Good. So it looks like it already knows. Emit result ready, right. Worker, connect, thread start, thread quit, thread wait, no thread get rid of. I would have thought, because this is what we're going to do here, I would have thought, oh no, that they would have put a delete later after that line there. Maybe it's not needed nowadays. No, I don't think it's needed nowadays. Oh wow. Well, that's good. I was wondering whether to do that or not, but I think the Q object is going to take care of it. We can delete them, but we can use delete later to make sure the thread finishes whatever it's doing and then deletes. Got it. Lovely. Right, I know what I'm doing now. I know it sounds stupid, but I've got to check. I have to check things like that, and I don't like that. I don't like that bit. I don't know what that's going to print out. Well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, we'll see. Right. Start server. Well, it's obvious what we're going to do here. So it's got return false. Okay, so I've got return value. That's going to be easy to manage then, isn't it? So if, well, no. No, I'll do it straight. I'll do it straight. May as well. I'll put the pling in. I hate that pling. So it's pling, and then it's Q. No, it's not. It's Amber. TCP server. Listen. I'm just wondering whether we can just put this listen. Well, we can, can't we? It makes more sense to do it that way. This, listen. And it's going to be address comma port, isn't it? So IP comma port. Yeah, that'll do, won't it? And that's going to return false. So in other words, if you can't listen, it's false. And that means that one's true. There we go. Now, when we set it going, as it were, we're going to have to set virtually all of these cross threads up. So let me just bring this down again. We've got, by the looks of it, start, accepting, finished, and complete. We've got 3 going out, 1 coming back. So that's 4 connections I'm going to need. Alright. How's about I click there. Yeah, that's working. Thread equals a new. Yeah. Q thread. I'm not totally agreeing with what I'm typing yet. So you'll have to apologize. I have to apologize for hesitating, because as I'm writing it, I'm thinking ahead and trying to work out whether it's going to work or not. At the moment, we seem to be all right. Right, okay. And underscore, was it connections? I called it. Yes, I did. Equals a new, and that's going to be TCP connections. It's separate. It's a storage class. It's not going to do much. It doesn't need this. It is not going to be a child of the server, is it? It might be a child of the thread. I'll think on that one. There we go. I'll definitely think on that one. I'm not overly happy with my thoughts on it so far. Then we need to connect everything up. Okay, so if we connect everything up here, this is to go across the thread boundary. It is a boundary as well. If you remember, it's stated that the socket can only live in the thread in which it was created. So we can't use the socket descriptor and save the socket for communications until we get to the new thread. So there we go. So what we'll do is we're going to use connections here, this TCP connections, as a receiving, the initial receiver of the information. So we are going to take our connections. Sorry, I'm going to go back to the connections in a minute. So the connect business in a minute. And we're going to move to thread, _thread. Okay, that bit's okay. And then we'll be able to start it. Thread. And we just call start, don't we? Yeah. I mean, there's nothing complicated there. That's basically what it tells you to do. Now, connect. We are going to connect something, comma, new way or old way? I'll do it the new way. I'll write them out properly. So, mthread. First connection is going to be from the thread. So we'll take the address of that, which will be and qthread. Started. That's the function. The one that we're going to call here. S-T-A. Is it just start? No, it isn't. It's there. You can see it. For a signal, it's a little block, and then there's like lines going across as if there's sound coming out of it. And a receiver is a block with notches on it. So they are marked on here. Blue ones are just variables, so it's that one there I want started. So you can see them. And we're going to send it to, I'm going to do these on 2 lines. So that's send or emit. And this is receive. So we're going to receive this in connections. Doesn't exist yet, does it? And it's going to be and TCP connections. TCP connections. We haven't written it. And it's going to be : something that doesn't exist. Great. Absolutely fandabidozy. Well, it's going to have to be an error for a second, isn't it? No, it doesn't. So let's go to TCP connections header file. Public slots on the receivers. We are going to need a few things, aren't we? Well, 3 at least. We'll have void start. void quit. You can name these anything you want. And void accept. And if we're going to accept it, we're going to need the handle. QInt pointer handle. Descriptor. Whatever you want to call it, I don't know. Well, a handle. Better call it a handle, because it does matter. And this is going to need a message. So hash include TCP message. Thank you. Yep, you're going to work, aren't you? Good. So I'm going to need you here. TCP message. That's all I need. Star message. It doesn't matter what you call it. There we go. Alright, so start, quit, and accept. Those are the three I want. So, start, quit, accept. We haven't done finished. Alright. Where does finished go? That goes as a signal. That's going back across the boundary. So this is on a different thread. If that helps. Signals. There will be some special ones I bet here as well. Quitting. Whoops. Wish it wouldn't put the brackets in so quickly. And void finished. That's the one that goes back across. So we're going to have quitting, which is for the thread, and finished when we've finished messing about with the thread. And we want to tell the other thread that we're finished, if that makes sense. So it should be this thread quitting, I suppose, and tell others that we have finished. So, right, yeah, we'll just leave that for a sec. I think I've got enough there to carry on. Yeah, I have. God, that's going to get confusing. I'll try not to make it as confusing as I think it is. But you never know with me. Right, so now if I go I should be able to have a look at for the receivers. Here they are, the three receivers that I've just made. As you can see, they've got the little markers properly there. So started goes to start. That's that one. I think that's correct. Yeah, it will be, won't it? But it's going across a boundary. So we're going to have to tell Qt that this is going across a boundary. Comma. And to do that, we just add to the end, hey Qt, by the way, can you make this into a queued connection? That way, if it's emitted and, so we can join these up. Otherwise, what happens is, with threads, is you can get collisions. And this avoids it by using queues. Qt can put an emitted message into a queue to be collected when ready by whoever. And that means you don't get the threads colliding and everybody's a happy bunny. So that's the first bit. Yeah, that looks about right for a thread connection. it looks a lot more. So that's the emitter. And that's the receiver. That looks even worse. EIVER. And now I've covered up the chat, in case anybody wants to chat. And tell me how to spell receiver. It's EI. Come here. There we go. Right, so that's your first connection. We're going to need a few more. I'm going to do them with quite a lot of space. Because, right, we've done the thread. Now we want to couple this, which is Amber TCP Server. Yeah, I know, it's starting to come up with all the Amber stuff now. It's good, I actually quite like that. Amber TCP Server, and this is going to be accepting. Has it come up? Right, this is something that does the TCP server? Yes, the TCP server does this. Doesn't it? Yeah, this is not coming from my part, it's coming from that part there. Okay. Just going to go down for the signals. It's got accept a new connection. List of all members. There we go. God, there's tons of it. Interesting. It annoys me when I do this, because I never really know whether I'm doing the right thing or not. Yes, I am. Have I put it in? Yes, it's there. Sorry, my bad. So that's the signal that I'm after. That one there. And that means we're back here again. Do apologise for this. But I double check absolutely everything that I do. So the signal is accepting. Yeah, it does come up and it looks like a signal. There you go. So that's the signal. That's what we're going to be emitting. Where should we send it? We should send it somewhere. Let's send it to TCP connections. Let's send it to there. So handle message. Accepting socket descriptor message. So yeah, we've just changed the name of that. That's all. It's the same thing. Socket descriptor handle. Yeah, both the same thing. What you call it is up to you. So that's accepting. Send that to mconnections. I am finding this difficult to do, by the way, because I've now got all these notes to look at and all this stuff going on in my head about which signal goes to which slot. And that's going to be and TCP connection. It's actually quite easy. I'm just making it look difficult. TCP connections, and it'll tell me when I get there that we've got an accept there. And again, we're going to add the QT queued connection marker to make sure it doesn't clash. Alright, okay. It's easier after the fact. This, accepting two connections, accept. Yeah, okay. It's at this point that I can choose what to call accept on the other side. Don't care. I think I'm having enough difficulties without altering names. What else can we do from here? This and Amber TCP Server colon, and we need to do the other one now, don't we? Finished. There it is. There's your signal. Finished. Okay. Thinking through it. This is going to the quit in M connections. Yes, we did get a yeah, it's just finished. There's no thingy on it. Okay. Yeah, we'll put that to quit because I don't know how we're going to detect it yet. So M underscore connections, comma, and TCP connections, colon, colon, and there's the quit marker, comma. Actually, this is easier to do it than putting signal and slot in, but my brain still doesn't like doing it this way. No idea. Maybe I just get old-fashioned. I don't know. Get stuck in my ways sometimes. Alright, let's do this last one. Connect. What have we missed? The fourth one, which is complete. And this is going to go from M connections. Right, so this is from the server to connections, and now we want the reply. So connect, get out of the way, get out of the way. M connections. And that will be and QTcp, no. It'll just be TCP. TCP connections. What did we call it? Did we just call it finished, or? Yeah, we did. Just call it finished signals. Okay. This is why it's confusing me, because we've got two. One of these is wrong. M connections, right? Yeah. I haven't quite got them all right yet. I'll go through them in a minute. Colon, colon. This is finished. So I want that one there. This is coming back to us here. And that's Amber TCP Server. And this is complete, isn't it? So comes back to our public slot. Amber shutdown. Okay. Amber. I've done it silly though, haven't I? Should be that. My bad. There we go. And this is going to be a Q. Yeah, it's going to be the same, isn't it? Right, so I definitely haven't got these all correct yet. There we go. Right, let's just check through these. These are not easy to do. These should be easier. So, start, accept, quit, and shut down. Yeah. I don't like that anymore. Don't like it. Complete. That's better in line with everything else. And that's what I've called it on my piece of paper. There we go. Start, accept. Finished. To complete. Finished to complete. Start, accept, finished. Start, accepting, finished, yeah. And they're going to accepting, finished. Yeah, okay. Goes to start, accept, quit. Start, accept, quit. Yeah, okay, we're okay. Phew. That was fun. That is correct. Wow. Put my message in. So that is connections complete. All right. So here is the emitter, and here is the receiver. Otherwise I will never ever be able to understand this properly again, because it's in a different language to what I'm used to. Yeah, that's why I spent all last night on it. Emitter, receiver. Okay, that's looking good. And that's emitter. My eyes really don't like this at all. There we go. That's got them all quite happy. Yeah. I am happy with that. Connections moved, thread start, return true, job's a good one. We changed it. Okay. Right, so stop server. How did I do it up here? Okay. QDebug. I need to see messages. Let's go for this. And that's going to be closing the server. So that's the job of this part, is to close the server, which is emit finished, and then this close. Right. That'll do it. That will close this server. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Complete. Alright, we've got a thread to deal with. So, if we don't have mthread, in other words, nothing got started in the first place, if things didn't happen properly, we can have a queue warning actually. Although that's against the rules, never mind. This, not affected by the debug. And we're just going to say exiting complete as there was no thread. Full stop. I'll do. Semicolon. That's big enough. And all we have to do then is return. Just return out of here. Alright, that'll do that. So, we'll check for the thread. Okay. Now we need to get rid of connections. I'm going to keep on piping and get like this. Yeah, may as well. Oh God, how do we do this? We need to delete the connections. Let's do that first. So deleting connections. Okay. This is more from my memory rather than anything else, I suppose. Connections. We don't actually have... Yes, we do. We have to do that one because, remember, I haven't put this in it. So, yes, I was right to skip that. That is a separate object that we are deleting ourselves here. Okay, once we've deleted that, we can now get rid of the thread. Now, how do we do that? So quitting the thread. Because that's how you do it, isn't it? You quit. I don't like that. Ending. Closing. Okay. Alright, so how do we do that? We've still got QThread up. Yeah, we have. Quit and wait. It's a slot. Event loop to exit with return code 0 success, equivalent to calling QThread exit 0. Alright. Okay. So, mthread. And we're just going to quit then. Anything else we need? Okay. And don't want to go into queue event loop. So execute, yeah, alright. Should not be used, yeah, okay. Wait a minute, what did it say? The handle returned by this function is used for internal purposes and should not be used in any application code. We're not, we're just QDebugging it. Returns a pointer to QThread, yeah, current thread ID. On Windows, this function returns the D word returned by the win32 function getCurrentThreadID, not the sudo handle. Oh. Windows thread handle returned by the win32 function getCurrentThread. Right. Well, Windows people, good luck. It'll just return you an address or something stupid. Not my fault. Blame Windows. Anything else I need to do? Terminates the execution of the thread. The thread may or may not be terminated immediately depending on the operating system's scheduling policies. Use QThread await after terminate to be sure. When the thread is terminated, all threads waiting for the thread to finish will be woken up. Warning, this function is dangerous and its use is discouraged. Oh, right. Ah, yeah, we'll use quit then. Set termination enabled. No, thank you. That doesn't look good. What does that do? Blocks the thread until either of these conditions are met. Never mind. Thread associated with the object has finished execution. Or time milliseconds has elapsed. If time is ulong max, the default, then the wait will never time out. The thread must return from run. This function will return false if the wait timed out. Is start the same as run? Yeah. Calls this function. Yes, so it does call this function. Alright, so that means we can use that to return from the run. Yes, so we will. Lovely. mthread wait. Wait for termination. Which takes milliseconds. It just adds an extra clunk at the end to be safe, especially with threading. If you don't and you get a dangling thread, you can actually quit a thread and not have it stop. If it continues to run and you haven't got a wait for it, that wait will then hang the program and you'll know there's something wrong. If it doesn't hang the program, then everything's working precisely as intended. Not sure I like that idea. Oh well. That's complete then. That kills the thread. Alright. Yeah. Alrighty. I'm happy with that. Once we've done all that, we can then... Might help. Free up the resources that we're using. And then we can debug that. Make sure we get it. This. And it's thread deleted. There we go. I can't give a thread ID. I can give a thread ID up to there. No. Don't, because it'll give the thread ID of the thread that you're in, not the one you're deleting. Okay. Okay, incoming message. Protected we're on now, are we? Alright. This isn't one of these, is it? No, it isn't. I think this is coming from the QTcp server again. Incoming connection, isn't it? Bugger. QTcp server. Incoming, I want. incoming connection. Protected functions, okay. And what have I called it? It still went into italics. Because when it goes into italics, it means that it's void, virtual, that's all. Right, got you. Is this an override? No, it's not. It's an extension. Right, got you. So this is one that comes from Qt. Right, okie dokie, so let's see what we can do with that. Should be with a red splodge on it now. Paste. Alright, let's see what do we want to do with an incoming connection. I'm going to split it into this part and this part. You don't have to do this. In fact, should we bother? TCP Server accept. Got accepting there. We are going to be emitting accepting, aren't we? Yeah, so we're going to be emitting accepting. So I know that part. That bit's easy. When do we do that? We do that after it's all finished. I've got this extra function, do I need it? Yes, I do, because that's my login. Oh, silly me. Okay, let's do it properly. So that's where we emit accepting. That one there. And it's just going to be accepting. That one. And it's going to be socket descriptor, which is descriptor. And TCP message, message. There we go. That sounds fair enough. What do we need to do up here? Oh yeah. We also have to put message. Move to thread. m_thread. Lovely. I'll debug that one. Q debug. So it's this. Accepting. Just because it gets to this stage. No, when if it gets to this stage, then we've accepted it. Really? Accepting the connection, yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with that. May as well put it up there. We've got it, so use it. See what that does. That could be an interesting debug. I'm just trying to find... I'm using these debugs to learn as well. Obviously, this is my first time writing this kind of thing. So there's going to be a lot of Q debugs everywhere. Tell me what the heck I've just done. So this part of it is where we're going to be checking for the logon. For a logon server, you would be checking here. So it'd be this. And it would be Oh, it's not accepting the connection. This is... checking a... No, just don't need a. Checking new connection. And we can follow it by using the same thing as we've done below with a descriptor. And how do we do this? Right. So we'll want a TCP message. And this is where we get the message from, star message. Equals a new TCP message. And that's just got a Q object. I'm going to leave that empty for now. Okay, because we are deleting those. Right. And check logging details, etc. And then we just accept if we want to. Well, we're just going to accept for now anyway. And message. Descriptor, why, what have we done with it? Q pointer, Q... yeah. Whoops. Change that. Change that. Change that. Good God, what am I doing here? No, we don't change that one. Hold on a minute. That's a uint and that one isn't. It shouldn't be a uint. Sorry. It should be a qint ptr. Alright, out of line definition of incoming connection does not match any... Ah, no it's... Oh. Oh. Oh, I'm wrong. Wow. Where else have I used this pointer? So I've got all my pointers wrong. Luckily I didn't use it in here. Right, no, it's just in that bottom section. Stop server complete. Exiting complete. So yeah, that's completing the server exiting. Yeah. Protected. We've got incoming connection and accept, which are now working, and found an error that I'd made. Lovely. That's spot on then. Just get rid of a few of them. Don't need them. Have I forgotten anything? No, I think that's it. That's a TCP server for you. Those are okay. Stop server. This close. Yeah. Not sure I like that. It's the close function, isn't it? Let's call it close. Why not? Let's call it what it is. TCP server, start server and close. I'll call that listen. Because that's what it's doing, isn't it? Yeah. It's just a re-implementation of the listen function. All pass through this function will call itself. Yeah, well, that's what I was just thinking. There you go, it won't now. Right, so it's a re-implementation of listen. Okay, the QTcp server listen function. Right, that makes more sense to me as a programmer now, rather than me as a person, as a human. So that's more programmy than what I had before. Okay. Do not need a destructor, as we are manually deleting here. So there's no destructor. Okay. That's good. Alright. Done. Will that build? Ooh. Undefined reference to netdev TCP connections : start. Probably. Yes, of course there is. Yeah. Okay, all pass through this function will call itself. Alrighty, so I've got to do it the same thing, haven't I? Yeah. So that's QTcp server. There we go. Right, that's got rid of that one. I think it's just going to say unreferenced to, undefined reference to. Yeah, they're not defined. I didn't actually define them. What are they? TCP connections. And that's these three here. Don't want to define them right now, but okay. Shall do, just so that I can do this part. These are declarations and not definitions. And these are definitions. Right, so just pop your clogs there, matey. Unused parameters, handle and message. Yep, that's correct. There we go, it all works. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That's amazing. Okay, so what are these? These are TCP connections, public slots. Still don't like the words TCP connections, but never mind. I'm going to think about that once I go and have a break, as it were. So, public slots. You can see why I'm doing these headers type of thing halfway through, and I haven't put it in the right place even now because I'm an idiot. There we go. Just so I can find them properly. Signals, nothing. That's okay then. Yeah. Okay. We have a program that builds. Doesn't run, but it'll build now. This is going to be next up, and this is going to change an awful lot. I'm just wondering whether I should build the infrastructure on the connections next or not. Or do the message. Maybe I should do the connections next. Connections is separate. What we would do is we would have two classes. One inherits the message, one inherits the Amber TCP server, and between the two of them they will handle incoming and outgoing messages. The TCP connections will store and handle that side of the connections, and the thread start and quit and accept a new thing coming in. So this will accept a new thing coming in, it'll start, it'll quit, quitting and finished. Yeah, I think that's ouch for when we get towards the end. I hope it is quitting and finished. I put it down, didn't I? Socket to this disconnect error. We haven't got a socket to disconnect error. Okay. We might put that. Actually, we will be putting that in, I think. Yeah. Right, the connection, the message. We have to connect all the sockets to slots. Connect the bytes written. Disconnect state changed ready reading error. Right, that's where the error goes. Got it. Wow. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the message. Signals and slots. That's going to be fun. Okay, so I'm going to need a break. How long has this been so far? Have we done any good work here? Or am I just jabbered on to the nth degree? So, we now have an Amber TCP server. Wow. Now what I've got to try and do is work out what I want to call this TCP connections. So, I'll be back a bit later on. What are we on now? 1:45? Right, okay. So this is the end of part 1, I suppose. Can't find username 2. Oh well, a shout out to you, mate. Can't find username 2. Thank you for following. Just a sweet message from you. And that should be, yeah, it does, it's showing up there. I will catch you all in a bit. Take care. And of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, just remember to have fun.